Hello everyone, welcome back to Genius Knowledge Point, your one place for practical programming solutions for computer and IT students. I am making this video to provide practical knowledge to all students so that you can develop your own programs which will be helpful for your studies as well as career. In this video we will see practical number 23 of Java programming, which is according to case scheme of Diploma Computer and IT students and 4th semester. The topic in this video is to retrieve hostname and IP address using InetAddress class. So till the last practical, which was practical number 22, we have completed all the practicals related to graphical user interface development using AWT Swing, and event handling is also done there. From this practical we will be using networking concept inside Java. So for that purpose we have multiple classes available, and from those classes one class is InetAddress class. So as we know, in network every system or every computer is having some host name and IP address, and to represent both the values we have a class in Java which is called InetAddress class. So this class will be storing host name as well as IP address of particular system or particular computer inside a network. So that we will use in this practical. So first, moving to the first question, develop a program using InetAddress class to retrieve IP address of computer when hostname is entered by the user. What we have to do here, we have to display the IP address of that computer for which we have entered a hostname. So whenever I am entering any hostname, so hostname will be anything like a computer name will be a hostname, a website name will be a hostname. So for our Java system or for network, hostname is considered as a website name as well as a domain name. So that will be considered as host name, and whenever we are entering that host name, automatically the computer or our program will search for that host name over the network or maybe on the internet, and from that host name it will retrieve the IP address and that will be displayed in front of the user. So this is the output of this program, and for that purpose we have a class present which is InetAddress class. So we will be taking the data of the host name in the form of InetAddress, and from that InetAddress we will be displaying the IP address only. So this is how the structure of the program will be, and this is how we have to generate the output. So directly moving toward the code, there we will see which classes we need and how to generate the program for this question. So first I am importing java.io.star. So for input output operation we need this package. So whenever you are doing input output operation like accepting input from the keyboard, then generating output on the network, so in that case we will be using this package which is java.io. Next I am using java.net. So as we are doing programs regarding networking, so this is the main package that we need for handling networking concept. So import java.net.star. This is the package that we need for handling network related classes and interfaces. So this package is done. Next I am using java.util.star. I am taking input from the user, so for that purpose I will be using scanner class, and you already know scanner class is present inside util package. So for that purpose I am importing that package. Next I am creating my class definition as public class InetDemo. So this is the simple class that we have already created in starting programs. We haven't created any inheritance there. So this is how I am creating my simple class. So public class InetDemo, it is not extending anything, so it is just a simple class. Then in that class I am directly taking main function, so public static void main string args, and after that I am passing throws keyword and attaching a word as IO exception. So this is the class which is related to input output exception, and it is considered in front of the throws. So what it will do, it will throw an IO exception if the exception is generated. So that's why throws keyword is used. In exception handling we have seen whenever an exception is generated, we have to generate an object of that particular exception class. So this is the class which is IO exception class, and that object will be thrown to entire main function. That's why I am attaching this in front of the main function using throws keyword. So whenever you want to apply exception handling to entire function, you will be using a throws keyword and you will be adding that particular class in front of that throws keyword using space. So this is how the main function will entirely check for whether the IO exception is occurring here. So next, inside main function, I'm taking a string variable which is string hostname. So I will be accepting the hostname that is entered by user into this hostname object. Next, I'm creating object of scanner, which is sc is equal to new scanner system.in. It is needed because we are accepting user from the input. Next, I am printing the message enter hostname. So there is no frame or other GUI control added here. So this output will be displayed on the CMD only. So enter hostname will be displayed in front of the user on CMD. Then using sc.nextLine function, I am accepting that hostname or the string entered by user into the hostname object, which is of string class. Then I am creating my InetAddress object, which is InetAddress IA is equal to InetAddress dot get by name. Here I am not using a new keyword. So this is called a factory method of InetAddress class, which is creating InetAddress object by using this get by name function, which is factory method. And what I am passing inside the parameter, I am passing hostname. So according to the hostname, the InetAddress will be created. For that, it will search the hostname on the network, and if the hostname is found, it will create an InetAddress object, and that object will be stored into IA variable, or IA object will be created here. And if the hostname is not found, it will generate an exception which we have handled here using IO exception and throws keyword. So this is how the networking part will be done here, which will search for that hostname which you have entered on the CMD, and that hostname is found on the network. Then it will create an InetAddress object which will be having hostname as well as IP address of that particular system. So next, we have InetAddress object. Now we can print the IP address using this method which is called getHostAddress. So for that purpose, I am using system.out.println. Next, I am printing a string message as IP address of, then attaching hostname. So it will display IP address of your hostname will be displayed here is. So again attaching is string, and in front of that I am attaching ia.getHostAddress. So what it will do, it will display the IP address here using this getHostAddress function, which is called on IA object, which is of InetAddress class. So what it will do, it will display the IP address here. So there are multiple methods available. So whenever you are using getHostAddress, it will display the IP address, and if you are using getHostName, it will be displaying the host name. But we have already host name because we are entering the host name here, so that's why we are printing the IP address here. So this is how this system.out.println will be printing the IP address in this statement, and the output will be generated here. So the coding is complete, main function is complete, and main class is also complete. So saving the code, to run this code I am going to the location, then opening CMD here. And after that, first command is java c space class name, which is inetdemo.java. So there is no error. So entering second command as java space class name only. So now the output is generated, which is asking me to enter hostname. So I am entering www.google.com. So what it will do, this string will be accepted as hostname inside my program, and using that string it will search for the InetAddress object. Now it will search for the network. So as I have already connected to the internet, so it will search www.google.com over the internet, and from that internet it will take the InetAddress which is having IP address as well as hostname. So that InetAddress will be taken there, and if it is not connected to the internet, then it will generate an exception. So I am entering now, pressing enter here. So you can see the InetAddress is created, and now the IP address of google.com is printed, which is displaying as 216.58.203.36. So this is how the IP address is printed, which is of google.com. So as I have mentioned in the question, whatever the hostname you are entering, that will be searched on the network, and if it is not present inside the network, it will generate an exception. But if it is present on the network, that means it is present on the internet, then it will be displayed as an IP address over the output. So this is how the IP address is printed, which is of google.com. You can even print the IP address of any machine which is inside your network, but I am not connected to the local network here, so that's why I am printing the IP address of google.com. So this is printed here. So this is how the question is complete here. which was regarding InetAddress object. In that we are storing IP address as well as hostname of the system, and over the network or over the internet google.com is also having some system, that's why it has printed the IP address of that google.com. So this is how this question is complete. Also practical number 23 is complete, which was regarding networking concept, which was InetAddress and handling hostname and IP address. So that's it for today's practical. I hope you understand the program clearly. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such programming solutions, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. If you have any doubts or need solutions for other programs, drop a comment below. I will be happy to help. Thanks for watching and happy coding.